It is the start of 235 CE when Rome's glory again fades away. The citizens continuously face unpredictable rains, harsh winter winds, and poor harvests, which may have signaled the start of the darkest period. The Roman Empire, once the most powerful and stable force in the world, is now in chaos. The Golden Age under the 5 good emperors ends in an era of violence, betrayal, and economic uncertainty. However, sudden climate changes may weaken the empire by causing food shortages and economic challenges which spread disruption among the people. For 50 years, the city has faced political instability, economic challenges, and continuous invasions which pushed the city back to its darkest period again, where the city can't find any way to bring back to prosperity. The crisis starts with the murder of Emperor Severus Alexander in 235 CE. At that time, he is a young and inexperienced emperor who lays the city with fairness and equality. But his death marked not the end of his reign, but also signaled the end of the Golden Age of Rome. It also signals the start of the power struggle that tears Rome apart from the world. With no clear line of succession, generals begin to seize power by force. Over the next 5 decades, more than 20 emperors rose and fell, many ruling for only a few months before being overthrown or killed. The empire becomes a battlefield where ambition and betrayal rule supreme. One of the ambitious generals is Maximinus Thrax, who becomes the emperor after the death of Severus Alexander. He is a strong soldier, a man with immense physical strength and military skills, but we can say that he may have lacked political expertise which may have been needed to rule the empire effectively. His ruler period is characterized by extreme cruelty. He imposed heavy taxes on the people to fund his campaigns and killed anyone who tried to go against him. He is one emperor who works only for his fame and wealth and ignores all the policies created to protect the rights of the common people. His harsh policies and disruption of the empire are increasing day by day. So he becomes unpopular among the people. So his soldiers decide to overthrow his emperor period by killing him in 238 CE. The year remembers in history as the of 6 emperors. After Maximinus's death, 6 emperors claimed the throne of Rome within a single year. But no one would lead the city for a long-term period, some of my destiny and some of my betrayal by his people. Among them, there are Gordian III and Gordian II. The father and son are declared emperors by the Senate, but destiny won't support them for a longer time, as they are defeated in the battle within weeks. Then it comes to the period where Pupienus and Balbinus rule the empire jointly, but later are murdered by their guards after just a few months of ruling. Finally, the power fell to the teenager Gordian III, who ruled the empire for over 6 years, but ultimately met a tragic end. Gordian III was 13 years old when he claimed the throne. He is one of the younger emperors in Roman history. His rule started during a chaotic time, but he was guided by experienced advisors. He focuses on restoring stability and strengthening the army. In 242 CE, he launches a military campaign against the Persian Empire, trying to protect Rome's eastern borders. Overall, he is not only the emperor, but a hope of stability that brings back peace and prosperity. His rule ended tragically in 244 CE during the war against Persia. While stepping through Mesopotamia, Gordian III either dies in battle or is killed, possibly by his commander, Philip the Arab, who then takes his place as emperor. His sudden death remains a mystery, but many people believe he was betrayed by those close to him. As we all know, the rapid turnover of emperors always brings uncertainty to the country. Similarly, in Rome, the rapid turnover creates an atmosphere of chaos and uncertainty. The Senate, once a powerful institution, is no more than just a little commentator, as all the military leaders fight for their control of the empire. Now, loyalty from the army becomes the deciding factor that who will rule the empire, which leads to constant power struggles between the powerful generals. While the Roman political structure is completely disturbed, its economic struggles begin to rise as well. The constant draining of resources forces the emperors to devalue their currency by reducing its silver content. It led to a rapid rise of inflation, prices on basic needs increasing day by day, while the trust in Roman coins crashed. Due to continuous changes in policies, long-term projects and investments in it are frozen. Foreign investments will also decrease because every new emperor changes the structure, rules, and regulations. Trade networks that once connected strongly distant provinces begin to break down as merchants face increasing dangers and damages on the roads. The agricultural sector has also suffered a lot during this time. Heavy taxation policies and lack of support make the farmers abandon their lands. Also, ongoing armed conflicts lead to extreme food shortages across the empire. Moreover, food shortages became a distant reality for many Romans and contributed to adding another layer of suffering to an already desperate situation. These political and economic struggles were not enough. The empire also struggled through outsiders as Rome faced relentless pressure from external enemies. Along its northern borders, Germanic tribes like the Goths launched repeated takeovers of Roman land that led to the disturbance in the empire. In the east, the powerful Sassanid Empire, a member of a dynasty of Persian kings, emerges as an alarming enemy, capturing key cities like Antioch and threatening Roman rule in Asia Minor. In 260 CE, it highlights a tragic twist in history and shocked the whole of Rome to believe in reality. When Emperor Valerian is captured alive by the Sassanid king Shapur I, a dishonor that shocked Rome and encouraged its enemies further. With no strong central authority to defend its borders, provinces begin to break away from imperial control. In Gaul, Britain, and Spain, local leaders formed what became known as the Gallic Empire, while parts of Syria and Egypt declared loyalty to another breakaway state called the Palmyrene Empire. Rome is no longer one united entity, but a break collection of regions struggling to survive and hope that the next sun rises may bring back its golden era. Among this chaos, moments of strength appear, a quick light of hope that hints at Rome's ability to survive even its darkest days. One such figure is Aurelian, who rose through the military ranks and became emperor during these dark days in 270 CE. Aurelian is determined to restore order to an empire on the margin of collapse. He launched an ambitious campaign, which is known as Restorer of the World, to reclaim the lost lands of Rome and strengthen its border. He defeats seized Gothic tribes in decisive battles and brings an end to both the Gallic Empire in the west and the Palmyrene Empire in the east, successfully reuniting Rome under one banner once again. Aurelian also implements important measures to stabilize Rome's economy. He introduced new coins with higher silver content to tackle inflation and worked very hard to restore confidence in Roman currency. His efforts have earned him wider respect among both citizens and soldiers. He could not solve all the problems of Rome's economy due to his short reign. He is also killed by his members of the court, and it proves and reminds us that no country rises if its internal divisions are not loyal to the state. The crisis of the 3rd century was a time of great trouble for Rome, showing that even the strongest empires could struggle when faced with too many problems. The government became weak because leaders kept fighting for power, often overthrowing or killing various emperors. With so many rulers coming and going, the empire lacked stability, making it harder to manage its vast lands. Corruption and poor leadership further weakened the government, leaving many provinces without proper control. At the same time, the economy suffers greatly. Heavy taxes are placed on the people, but they struggle to pay because trade is declining and farms are producing less food. Inflation makes money lose its value, making everyday life even harder. People lose trust in their rulers as they feel abandoned and unprotected. Many regions started acting independently, further dividing the empire. Rome also suffers from many military defeats, exposing its growing weakness. Enemies, including Germanic tribes and the Persian Empire, attacked its borders, knowing Rome was too divided to defend itself properly. Rome struggles to push back these invasions without a strong, united army. With internal struggles and outside threats happening at the same time, the empire faces one of its darkest and most uncertain times. And yet, despite all of these hardships, Rome doesn't fall, not yet. It keeps fighting from destiny, changing and trying to survive, showing that it is not ready to fall yet. The crisis of the 3rd century serves as proof of both the weakness and resilience of empires, a reminder that survival often depends on flexibility in times of great adversity. But what comes next? How does an empire recover from decades of chaos? Can strong leadership bring lasting stability? Or will new challenges appear from unexpected places?